Hey everybody, Pastor Zach here from Cornerstone Assembly. We are excited for this Sunday. We are reopening the church for in-person gatherings this weekend, August 23rd. And so we wanted to give you a short walkthrough of what to expect when you join us this weekend at Cornerstone. First and foremost, I want to say that we've got this sign out front in the building, which is going to say that we're asking every individual, if you're feeling unwell, or if you've traveled recently, or if you've been around somebody that has developed symptoms of COVID-19, we're asking that you to actually stay home and prefer not to join us for our in-person gatherings. We're going to show you in just a moment. We're going to have an option for you so that you can still engage with our services even from home. Right from the very beginning, we're going to have our greeters and our hosts welcome you into our building, and they're going to be asking every individual to review the signs as they're coming in. They're also going to be taking attendance to make sure that we don't exceed our capacity limits. As you come into the building as well, we're going to be having masks as mandatory for all of our guests. That's because we want to abide by the Nova Scotia health guidelines for our region. So masks are going to be mandatory, so make sure you bring your mask with you to church on Sunday. Why don't you come on inside and join me in here? Once you enter the building, we're going to have a sanitation station right in the very front entrance and at multiple locations throughout. You'll also see a couple markers on the floor to remind us to social distance while we are in the facility, because we want to make sure that we are keeping a safe distance from each other and that we're not carrying anything in that could be harmful to the most vulnerable among us, our seniors and our children. We want to make sure we're protecting those individuals. So we've made sure we have lots of sanitation stations available. You'll notice our welcome desk has moved over here, and we've put our debit machine on top of it there. We're going to have somebody manning the welcome desk with sanitation in between each transaction to make sure that it is sanitized and safe for you, so that when you are giving, you won't be at risk or be giving any more than you intend to. Certainly we don't want to be passing on any germs or anything of the sort. Families, when you come in, we got something very special for the kids, and we want to make sure we show you. Come right over here. For our preschool and our elementary kids, Pastor Janetta has put together worship packs so that the kids can engage with the service during this time. So you can come in and you can grab your bag here so that you can follow along with what we're doing in the service and actually engage with us, because our kids are going to be joining us upstairs in the service for our gatherings as we come in. Come on with me this way. As we enter into our cafe area, you're going to notice it looks a little bit different than it typically does. That's because we've made sure to remove the tables, and we're not going to be having the coffee or the food for the time being. We want to make sure we lower the risk for any spread of transmission of disease or of anything of the sort. So we're going to make sure this space is open and clear. You'll also notice on the ground, we've got a number of arrows indicating one-way traffic in certain zones. We want to make sure that we're abiding by those, just like you've seen in the grocery stores or in Walmart, so that we can have good, proper social distancing in between us as we are in church together. Once you come on into the auditorium, an usher or a connections team member will bring you into one of your seats. Now you'll notice a number of the seats are already taped off. That's because we want to make sure we're maintaining social distancing, so every other pew is not going to be used. Even on the pews themselves, we've taped out 2-foot increments so that you can make sure you're social distancing within the pews, with your family and with your friends, so that we're maintaining proper social distancing even within our facility. Once you come on in and get situated, feel free to get comfortable, feel free to relax, but we're asking you to keep your mask on, please, during the service and during the time together. Once we get in, the service is going to get started just like we're used to, just like we normally would. We're going to have live speaking, we're going to have live worship, we're going to have prayer. It's going to be encouraging, it's going to be uplifting. We're going to inspire you to see God as active and moving in your life. And so this is what our services are going to be like on Sunday mornings. We're going to have live worship again. That's right, no more pre-recorded worship. You can actually engage with us during the worship service in that way, and singing is going to be allowed as you're wearing your mask. Our worship team and our people that are on the stage are not required to wear masks, because in order to be able to breathe and to project clearly and safely, they're going to be social distancing on the very back of the stage, so you won't need to worry about the spread of transmission or disease. Now you'll notice on the stage, we've got a couple things that might look a little unfamiliar to you. Why don't you come with me and take a look? we're going to be having on the stage, we're going to be having a TV for the lyrics, and over here we've got a camera that we've set up. That is for our brand new live stream setup. So for those of you that say, Zach, this all seems very awesome, but I still feel uncomfortable gathering for in-person services, that's okay. We have a live stream setup that we're going to be getting together for you this week, so you can watch the Sunday service as it's happening from your living room, from home, until you feel comfortable to join us again in person. We've invested in this to make sure that everybody, no matter where you are, can engage with what God is doing in our church and in our community. So make sure you tune in this week as we are watching the live stream service and as we're doing our service in person together. You'll notice the front pew here has a little sign that says reserved for families with children. That's because we want to make sure our front pews are reserved for our families with children. We want to give them every opportunity, our kids, to engage with the service. Our goal is not just distraction, but engagement, to actually help our kids understand what God is doing and to engage with what He wants to say to them in our gatherings. We want to remove every obstacle and every barrier to them actually engaging with God. So this is the very front row, reserved for our families, reserved for our kids, so that they can be with us and engaging in our services. After the service is over and we're done with the day, we're going to ask those individuals that would wish to hang out and to socialize just to stay where they are in their seats. You're welcome to stay in your seat and to socialize and to hang out and to talk with people in the building, but we're going to ask that we reserve the aisles simply for people that would like to just come and go. So for those that are done with the service and just want to get heading home right afterwards, we're going to ask that you just make your way out after the service is done, and that for those that wish to hang out and stay and talk for a little while longer, that you do so while staying in your seat or just standing where you are, because we want to make sure that we are observing and practicing social distancing as we're doing so. As you exit the auditorium and make your way out for the day, we want to make sure that we reduce touch as much as possible. We recognize that sometimes passing of the offering plate or the buckets to collect the connection cards was a way to transmit disease in some way and to have unnecessary touch. So one thing that we did to remove that was create a low touch giving station. So as you're exiting the auditorium this way, you'll be able to give of your connection cards and your tithes and your offerings here, so that you can give in a way without actually having to do any unnecessary touch. As you're making your way out, you'll find yourself exiting the auditorium here, back into our lobby. And our lobby, of course, is not a very big lobby, so we're asking that people not linger or loiter in the lobby. You're welcome to hang out outside in the parking lot as long as you social distance out there as well. Of course, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you're thinking about as we are coming down to this time and you're unsure, feel free to hit us up, info@trurochurch.ca, or you can find more information about our COVID mitigation safety plan on our website, trurochurch.ca. Of course, you can get in touch with Pastor Jeanette or myself. Hey, I want you to know we are praying for you. We're believing God for you. We know God's got good things for us as a church community in this season as we seek to know God, to find freedom, to discover purpose, and to make a difference in this community. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, whether in person or online. Know we're praying for you. We're believing God for you. Have a great day.